Nintendo doesn't get a lot of credit for how dark some of their games and characters can get. In particular, games like The Legend of Zelda and Metroid have some terrifying characters among their recurring cast. From main antagonists to eerie supporting characters, these individuals have a much darker tone than most others that Nintendo advertises. Welcome to Game Rant, everyone. I'm Bilal, and here's our ranking of the 5 darkest Nintendo characters. And just a fair warning, there are major spoilers for all of these characters, so if you haven't played to the games they're from or know their backstories, they will be revealed very soon. You have been warned. At number 5, Edelgard von Hresvelg from Fire Emblem Three Houses. The Fire Emblem series has its fair share of dark characters, in particular from the 4th game, Fire Emblem Genealogy of the Holy War. However, things certainly got dark again in Fire Emblem Three Houses for the Nintendo Switch, which introduces Edelgard von Hresvelg. Edelgard went through horrific experiments as a child along with a certain other character in Three Houses, which changed the pigmentation of her hair, shortened her lifespan, and pushed her to go on the path she decides to go in the second half of the game, that being a path of war against her former students and all of Fodlan. Players have the choice to support her fight or go against her, with going against her revealing a ruthless side of her. At number 4, Lusamine from Pokémon Sun and Moon. Every mainline Pokémon game has some pretty nasty villains in its roster of human characters, but none are more chilling than Lusamine. In Pokémon Sun and Moon, Lusamine is the president of the Ether Foundation, which investigates Ultra Beasts from other dimensions. As a result, she's neglectful of her children Gladion and Lily and collects frozen Pokémon for preservation. Lusamine goes mad with her obsession and drives her children away, eventually fusing with the Ultra Beast Nihilego to assume residency in another dimension. In Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon, her ambitions are similar, showing she's just as horrific in another timeline. Third place, Ridley from the Metroid series. Ridley is one of the most iconic villains in the entire library of Nintendo characters, but few may know how dark the character truly is. Ridley appears in most Metroid games, ambushing Samus Aran during her missions with the intent of killing her. His hatred for Samus dates back to Samus's childhood, in one of the most heartbreaking backstories of any Nintendo character. As established in the Metroid manga, Ridley was a space pirate who attacked Samus's home planet. When a young Samus tried to befriend the monster, Ridley tried to kill her, but Samus was saved by her parents, who sacrificed themselves to let her escape. Even years later, Ridley is still confronting Samus, killing as many Galactic Federation officers as he can to get to her. Taking second, Metalface from Xenoblade Chronicles. The original Xenoblade Chronicles, developed by Monolith Soft, starts with a pretty emotional plot twist when Shulk's childhood friend Fiora is killed by the faced Mechon, known as Metalface, during a raid on Colony 9, marking him as one of the game's main antagonists. Eventually, it's revealed that the human behind Metalface is Mumkar, who is introduced at the start of Xenoblade Chronicles as an ally of Dunban, who is presumably killed in the Battle of Sword Valley. Mumkar is driven by his jealousy over Dunban, and later Shulk, for possessing the Monado, which is quite a petty excuse to become a murderous Mechon. And the darkest character of them all, Porky from the Earthbound series. By far, the darkest character in any Nintendo game is Porky, one of the antagonists in the SNES game Earthbound, as well as the Game Boy Advance sequel, Mother 3. Porky initially appears to be Ness's rude neighbor in Onett, though a lot is unveiled about his home life, as his father turns out to be an abusive loan shark intimidating Ness's family. Porky goes down a dark, tragic path, initially joining the Happy Happiest cult and later becoming the right-hand man to the evil entity known as Gygus. Porky later escapes the final battle until he reappears in Mother 3, operating a large spider mecha and ruling over the corrupt New Pork City, doomed to live forever inside his absolutely safe capsule. And that's our ranking of the 5 darkest Nintendo characters. Make sure to like and subscribe, and we'll see you next time.